it's clearly a legend in that sense, but they will say that they really are the olives, which supports their genealogy through olive. And they say that they came here at the time of Muawiyah, and for good measure, today they have that the Saudis are the stones of Muawiyah.
This term Rajasima, does that come up in those legends?
No, not at all. It's strictly a story about Arabic genealogies. But that brings up a related point, and I have no idea what it is. Has anybody ever looked at any of these Hadrami libraries, private Hadrami libraries in Yemen for information about Ghana?
Well, there has been the most important work of that kind was done by Jimadi Al-Jari. That's 17th and 18th century stuff. So on the network, he looked at a lot of work on the genealogies of people who travel the Southeast Asians in the Middle East. Now, I suspect there's a lot of work that's done.
There's one person who's currently at the University of Michigan talking about
But there are several people who are interested in the Hadrami Southeast Asian connection. But I don't think anyone's trying to find those really early things. Most of the interest is online.
Yeah.
That would be up to them. There's a big explosion in the Hadrami presence in the 19th century.
Right.
A lot of Hadramis in the 19th century.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the difference between what the claims the contemporary Hadrami population is making and whether or not we have an historical
I'd like to know your comment about the legend of Wali Songo, but in Muslim themselves we are questioning the legend of Wali Songo, whether they live in the same farming or something like that. Because I think the idea of Islamization in Java is always related to the idea of Wali Songo.
Well, that's right. Now, the Wali Songo are very prominent in Javanese legends. We have the graves. In a couple of cases, of course, we have two graves. That's always a bit you've been very
more than
There's several important people in Java who are buried in more than one place. Did these people really exist? Well, my answer would be probably yes. Are the stories about them true? Well, who knows? There are a lot of local legends as you go on. It's very hard to know what's true, what isn't true. But that there were early proselytizers, probably. I once tried in the Bablats. You will have people called with different names. Sunan Gunan will also be called. Sunan Giri is called Sunan Rahman, is it? I'm sorry, but multiple names used for them. I once thought, well, I'll sit down with probably half a dozen versions of the Bablats. And I will take all the various names because it says in X is the son of Y, or so-and-so married the daughter of somebody else. So these exclude identities. And I will actually try to come up with a consolidated list of all the names for the 9 people. I could not reduce it below 10. I mean, just so many contradictions. I could get it cut down to 10 names. There's no way I could get it down to 9. So there's a lot of confusion in the legends. Most of the manuscripts we have, the earliest manuscripts which survive in Java, which tell these stories, are from the early 18th century. So we're already, a long time after the events. They may contain recopied passages from earlier accounts, but it really is very, very, very hard to know the truth of any of this.
But if you got it down to 10, you did a remarkable job.
I was pretty quite pleased with that. But I thought if I picked up another couple of copies of the Baba, the whole thing would be ruined again. But I did get it done to 10. But there's just a lot of uncertainty. This whole, I hope the point I'm making is clear. In this early period, our information is so patchy. You take a little bit here, a little bit there, and you try to make sense of it. Meanwhile, you've got the world's largest archipelago. In this, just so far, we've talked about what? 13th century to early 16th century. So we've been talking about 300 years already. The world's largest archipelago. We've got a few graves and a few texts. Think of all the things that must have been going on that we know nothing about. So we're really stumbling around. I'll probably put you off ever studying this period, won't I?
Well, that's a really good question, though. Why is it, I mean, even climate-wise, it's not that dissimilar, but we know an awful a lot more about, say, Bengal than we know about anywhere in the Southeast Asia.
I think that's right, yeah.
Do you have any idea why that is?
Well, the conventional account is weather. That is to say, not that it damages gravestones, but that it destroys manuscripts.
Yeah, but Bengal is wetter than.
I know exactly, that's right. Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, but it's true. For example, we have, consider this, from the manuscripts we have, which are dated in the 14th century, the Deshawarnana, etc. And inscriptions run out. Actually, there's one last inscription.